Can you repeat that one more time?
The oldest kid or the most popular kid or the richest kid. The alpha kid always made the rules. And you kind of just did what they said.
Who was, or did Allie and you split that since, or who
Yeah,
was,
we put up with it. I mean, when Tia Holmes came over, we did, but she didn't come over all that much. We went to their house. With
well, who was the dominant one between you and Allie?
me.
So you played teacher more often?
Yep.
Okay. Marshall and I would play teacher.
You did?
Oh yeah, and Marshall was always the teacher, and the chance by chance time that she allowed me to be the teacher, I was like a straight A student in her class, and when I was the teacher, Marshall was a hellion and disrespected my classroom until she was allowed to be teacher again. And she was like, "See, isn't it much better being the student? It's so much harder being the teacher." And it was because she was being an a-hole the whole time.
Hmm.
Anyway, what was one of the other things that you wrote down?
Played basketball. That's when Buddy got his basketball hoop. I think that was in 1970, maybe 72, 73.
Yeah. Did you guys make rules with that? Or just standard rules?
Pretty much standard rules.
Like what?
Well, you do make it, take it, make it, take it. In other words, if you made a shot in the basketball, you got to go again. That was one game we played. We played around the world. You ever played around the world on a basketball court?
Mm-hmm. How'd you play?
Where you stand at the the goal line from.
The semicircle?
Yeah, yeah,
Or
and you just kind of work yourself around.
okay, yeah.
We used to play Mother May I all the time. Forgot that one.
Who was the mother? And what was your rule? What do you remember from it?
Um, whoever reached the mother first got and tagged the mother got to be the mother, and then the other person had to go back with the other people. And then we do red light, green light.
Mm-hmm.
I love red light, green light.
Was there anybody in particular that you would impede?
Chris.
Oh. Oh.
We picked on her terribly.
It's younger.
Fucking bullies.
Oh,
you're taking this, aren't you?
It's fine. It's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay. Like mother, like daughter. What was one of the other things you wrote besides, didn't you write a different game that wasn't like a conventional rule game?
Kickball.
No, you wrote riding your bike.
Yeah.
Did you ride alone? Did you ride with Allie and Chris or neighbors?
First time I ever fell and hit my head so hard I blacked out was in front of the Latimer's house. I was riding my bike and I missed the pedal and I went down and I hit my head and my face on the side of the street. And Mrs. Latimer had to bring me home because I'd blacked out. And Sean was riding my bike home, and Uncle Bobo came and beat the crap out of him.
Oh,
because he thought he was stealing my bike.
Oh no. Oh well, I guess protective older brother.
Poor Buddy. So all of us were just so misunderstood.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I remember riding the bikes with you in the daycare with the kids and choosing not to ride a bike because I didn't want to ride with I was embarrassed that I had training wheels at such an older age. Um, but yeah. And I remember Marshall falling a lot on that made up ramp that we made in the back of the woods in the cul-de-sac.
Yep. That's the only way she knew how to stop.
No.
She didn't know how to hit the brakes.
One time I rode, it was just after I learned how to ride alone. I was 9 and I was taking the corner. I was by myself in our cul-de-sac, and as I was like taking the curb, the curve, I was going maybe like a mile per hour, maybe 2 at most. And I remember just like falling over sideways because I wasn't going fast enough, but I was also too afraid to stop. I didn't really know how to stop because my brakes were now on the top, not backwards with the pedals.
Oh,
So I fell and the wheel sliced underneath my knee. And I remember walking in and Dad was watching NASCAR and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I just had like blood like streaming down my leg, but I was like, I remember telling myself, like giving myself a pep talk before going into the house, like, "You're a tough girl. You got this." And I went to go get a Band-Aid.
oh.
And I was like, "Yes, I'm fine." And now I have a scar there.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the few times we were allowed out of the house unsupervised.
I'm sorry, honey. We had a lot of sex offenders in the neighborhood.
No, I know, Mom. I'm not upset about it. It wasn't really the safest area.
Is that a new tat
What?
on your arm? On your wrist?
Yes. Anyway, that's a different conversation. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Um, we used to play Barbies all the time in the house.
Oh, what are the rules with that?
Um, who's Barbie's house? Who was going over to?
Were you still the dominant person or?
I would say I was pretty dominant in a lot of the situations. Allie was very passive aggressive.
Mm. And Chris just wanted to fit in.
Yeah, God love her.
Yeah. So Allie just kind of went with it.
Pretty much.
Well, how would you play with the dolls?
What do you mean, how would we play with them?
Like, would you make outfit choices for all of them? Would you?
No, everybody play with their own dolls, but I mean, as far as what the over scheme was, well, let's have a date with Ken, and we take Uncle Bobo's little army jeep, and ram him in there, and make him go out with Uncle Bobo's GI Joes.
Marshall was always the, I guess, dominant one in our Barbie play, but I didn't really care because I was so in my own world with aesthetics. Actually, I can't say I can't really care. I didn't really care because like I wanted to impress her. So I would like always do what she wanted, like with we have the dream house and the little convertible, and we would play with that. And yeah, I would just go along with her storyline. I don't really care.
I'm sorry I got rid of the toys the way I did, honey, but I did ask you if you guys were done with them.
We were done with them. Marshall's the one that's holding on regression.
I just feel really guilty about that.
Don't feel guilty. It's fine.
Well, the reason why I kept my Barbies is I thought they'd be collectibles for you guys,
Well, it's different. They're like from the 60s.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't even remember. The only one that I remember specifically is my aqua marine doll, which wasn't a it was like the Barbie that had the hair change, and
Yeah.
Marcel like said it was hers and then cut her hair, and I got
Oh, geez.
what about you? What was your favorite Barbie?
Mine was Mine was PJ,
EJ?
and I still have her, and she has pigtails, long blonde hair, real beautiful.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing.
Is that it?
I think so, yeah. I mean, our maps were both pretty simple, I guess.
I think I'm going to stay home this afternoon. I was going to try